here with chair yoga. As we all know and enjoy, Marty LaHood is with us this morning, as she is every Thursday at 10 a.m. So excited to do this today. We had a little bit of a technical hiccup, so thank you for bearing with us. That's normal in our internet world, I know. I just wanted to quickly plug, we have a houseplant daytime program next Monday at 1 p.m. That you can sign up for, register, and you can actually ask questions to a horticulturalist. So really excited about having another daytime program. I love having Marty at 10 a.m. So I have a 1 p.m. I had 11 p.m. last week. It's going really well. Hope you enjoy it. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce our friend Marty.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. As like she said, our world of technology and technology problems, we figured it out though. So if you're new to this class or if you've been here 1,000 times, always a reminder to do what feels good in your body. It is really nice to be in our own space to do our practice because we can, be a little bit more mindful about how it feels for us. So modify. We're all going to be sitting on a different couch, chair, seat, whatever it is. Most of these movements can be done laying down. They can be done on the floor. So again, just modify how it feels good for you today. Again, listening to your body. So for me, I'll back this up a little bit so you can see all of it. For me, my couch is just kind of sits really low. So if you can see that my hips are lower than my knees, that's going to give me a lot of strain on my low back. So I grab an extra big cushion, give myself some height, get those hips above my knees. Feels much better in my back. I'm really sporting the Blackhawks. So I got my Blackhawks towel here. So again, a great prop to have. Thanks, bud. Is going to be something to make our arms longer. So it could be a dish towel, a towel. I think one time I used a pillow or even a dog toy. Anything that's going to make our hands a little bit longer. Okay, so just have that by your side so that you have it when we need it. And then we'll start off somewhere really comfortable. You can sit all the way back into your seat. You can also stay upright if that feels better. When you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes. Maybe shake out your shoulders, wiggle out your body a little bit. And then we'll take a nice deep breath together. So breathe out. Full breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Don't be afraid to make some noise on that exhale. So breathe in. Open mouth, let it go. Really let that exhale settle you into this space. Being what signifies the start of your practice. And just tuning into your body. Noticing that breath as it moves in and out. Noticing where your body moves the most as you breathe. Maybe it's your belly, maybe it's your shoulders. No wrong answer here. Letting your face relax, your eyelids get heavy. Let the expression on your face match that of peace and calm. Take another cleansing breath together. Breathe out. Full breath in, make some noise. Open mouth, let it go. Notice how that breath moves a little different, a little heavier in some new places. Just as we stretch our muscles, our hamstrings, all of our body parts, we also need to stretch our breath and our lungs. Yoga stands for, the meaning of yoga is connecting a union of body and breath. So even if you sat here and all you did was breathe with intention, you'd be doing yoga. Go ahead and bring at least one hand to that low belly. Take a full breath in, fill that low belly. Exhale, pull it in. Good, breathe it in. And exhale, pull it in. Couple more breaths here. Again, stretching here. Filling that low belly as much as we can. The more movement we get into this low belly, the more we're stretching out our lungs, the more we're stretching out our diaphragm. We're moving that diaphragm up and down our core, waking up our organs, relaxing our muscles. Just 2 more here. Good, last one. Good, now move your hands up to that lowest rib. You can lean back if it feels better to do so. Breathe in, feel those ribs expand like fish gills. And exhale, let them just gently draw back in. Got a couple more. Fill and release. Perfect. Keep letting those ribs expand. Feel that expansion into your back, off of your spine, through your sides. Again, feel all of that stretch here. Good. 2 more breaths. Last one. Good. And release. Bring those hands just back to your lap. Take another moment just to notice. Notice where that breath moves a little bit different. Notice how you feel a little bit calmer. You take it into the bedroom and cool down. Good. When you're ready, go ahead and open up your eyes. We're going to take a deep breath in, reach all the way up, big stretch up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, hands together in front of your heart. Good. Nice slow movements here, big full breaths. Connecting that breath to your movement. And exhale it in. Good. One more big breath. And exhale. Perfect. We're going to start off by coming just a little bit forward on our seat. Know that the back of your seat is always there for you if it feels more comfortable to have that. Otherwise, we're going to sit up nice and tall. Our feet are going to be a little bit wider than hip distance here. And again, it could be as wide as you need for that stability, okay? Hands come to our knees. We're really going to move our spine here. So we're going to breathe in, pull that belly forward, shoulders back. Maybe we look up. And then exhale, round, pulling that belly button towards the back of our seat. Good. Couple more. Breathe in, pull it forward. And then exhale, round. Few more. Nice, long breaths. Feel that movement in our body. Any other little movements here that feel good, go for it. And then back to neutral. Sit up nice and tall, excuse me. We're going to take that right hand and we're going to lean it into whatever's next to us. So if you have a seat with arms on it, you're going to hold on to that. You can even put your elbow into it. If you don't have any arms on your chair, just hold the side of your chair, okay? You can also do this onto your thigh. So we're just going to put one hand down. We're going to reach the other one up as high as we can as we breathe up. Good. And we're trying to bring that whole entire shoulder as higher than the other as we can. Like you're grabbing something out of a really high cabinet here. Big breath in, fill a little bit more. And release. Good, nice and slow. And we'll switch. Left hand presses down. Inhale that right arm up. Fill up. Reach a little bit more. And then release. Good. We're going to roll out our shoulders here. So bring those shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, roll them down and back. Got a few more. Breathe them up. And exhale, down and back. Perfect. Just one more. Breathe in and out. Good. We'll sit up nice and tall. Again, those feet are hip distance apart. We're going to, again, nice tall spine here. We're going to bring that left hand, the outside of that left hand to the outside of that right knee. Okay. So very important that we sit up tall rather than leaning forward. Now, if you feel like those arms aren't long enough, go further up on your thigh so you don't have to be hitting your knee. Okay. And if it feels more comfortable just to be like this with the palm meeting the knee, go for it. Other hand is going to kind of reach behind you. Again, depending on what you're sitting on, just, change it up a little bit. Maybe it's the back of your seat. Okay. So we're going to breathe in, grow tall. Exhale, twist, pressing that hand into your knee. Good. And then press that knee into your hand. Okay. So that knee doesn't collapse. This is really going to force a little bit of movement, that upper thoracic part of your spine, so closer to your shoulders. One more breath. Stay nice and tall. And then release. Nice and easy. Move it out a little bit. And then we'll switch. Sit up tall. Other hand comes to the outside. Bring that left hand back wherever feels good for you. Breathe in, grow tall. And then exhale, twist. Stay for a big breath in. And release. Good. Shake it out, shake it out. Perfect. All right, we'll give our upper body a little bit of a break. We're going to move into our feet. I'm going to move you a little back so you can see my feet a little bit more. Perfect. All right, so we're just going to bring that foot out. We'll start off with the left foot. We'll just straighten that leg out. Heel go down onto the floor. Okay, sit up tall here. And we're just going to take those toes forward and back. Good. Heel on the ground. We're just stretching those muscles. Perfect. Yeah, so we're feeling those muscles in the back of our foot, our ankle, even through our calf. When we flex up and then when we press down, we're feeling all of those muscles in the front of that ankle, even into our shin. So really good for that foot. Good. You can do them nice and slow, maybe stay there. Good. Perfect. Now we're going to do circles. So just roll those ankles, get all those creaks and cracks out. Perfect. And then reverse that circle. Good. Good. Toes are going to point straight up. Even let the toes flex back a little bit of a bend in that knee, because we don't want to be putting too much pressure on that knee to go in that opposite direction. Okay, so just a little bit of it. Hands are going to come to that other thigh. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Want to feel a stretch in the back of that left thigh right now. We're just going to lean that low belly into that right thigh. That's it. Okay, don't roll forward. You're not going to feel it. You're just going to have bad posture. Sit up tall, press that low belly into that right thigh. Little bit of a pull here. You are going to feel that even from your heel all the way up to your butt cheek. Okay, really important we keep these muscles stretched. And breathe. We so often will hold our breath if something is scary, hard, tough, while we're stretching. And really the best thing we could be doing for our body there is by breathing. That is the nutrients that those muscles need, that oxygen. We need to be always sending those oxygen to those muscles. Okay, so try not to hold your breath. We all do it. It's a kind of a silly little thing we all do. Good, one more breath. If you feel like you can lean in a little bit to it, do it. Okay. And then release. Good, shake out that leg a little bit. Perfect. Again, you might need to change your weight around the way you're sitting for this. We're going to stay on that left leg. Feet are going to be close together. Maybe at least a little far apart, okay? And we're just going to open that hip out. So hopefully you can see. Maybe I'll a little bit again so you can. I'm always worried you guys aren't seeing. Good. We're just going to open it up and then we'll bring it in. Good. Back and forth. You're going to start to feel those muscles here work. If you're like me, you probably feel a little bit of clicking, a little bit of, maybe it's a good crack here and there. If you are, and it's painful, modify it. And if you've ever had a major hip surgery or hip replacement, major one, and you've been told to not do those outer rotations, don't do them. Again, just listen to your body here. Good. When you're opening it out nice and wide, kind of squeeze it open. You're going to feel that muscle right here in the outer part of that hip. Such an important muscle to keep strong. That muscle is what keeps that hip in that joint. Good. So this is not only good for strengthening those hips, but this is also a good mobility for those hips, because it takes that joint and it moves it in a different direction that we normally aren't getting it to move in, which is really important. Just to keep that, lubrication, keep it healthy, keep it moving. Okay. Perfect. One more. You really feel it after that 10th one, and then release. Good. I always love to see the difference between my hips after that. Good. So we always talk about how stretching is so important for our body. It is. It's really important that we're balancing strength with the stretch. So that is definitely something we're adding a little bit of strength to. All right. So let's do that right leg. Straighten that right leg all the way in front. Heel down. Point those toes all the way back and then flex them forward. Good. Just back and forth. Goes faster, slow. This feels good to you. Try and sit up tall. Good. And breathe. Good. Now we're going to take those big circles. Nice big circles here. Yeah. Lots of cracking. Go ahead and reverse those big circles. Good. Now flex those toes up. Okay. Little bit of that bend in that knee. Hands to the other thigh. And again, we're just going to lean forward. Tall spine though. Good. Good. Yeah, it doesn't take much if we're keeping that tall posture to feel that stretch. Good. Keep flexing those toes back. Really feel it in that calf. Breathe. One more breath. And then release. Sit all the way up. Bring those feet in together. Same thing now on that right thigh, or just the opposite, whatever you didn't do the last time. We're just going to open that up. That's my top one. And then bring it in. Good. Back and forth. And again, if you do have a hip that's giving you a little trouble here, for me, like when I open this up, I feel a little, almost like it needs to crack. Just be a little bit slower with it. As long as it's not too painful, do it, but know your limit. Okay, this definitely doesn't open as much for me as the other one does. Okay. The last one. And release. Okay. Perfect. So feet are going to come kind of close together this time, maybe even touch. And then do whatever you need for stability, like hold on to something, hold on to the sides. And we're just going to do both of them. Open them up. Hopefully it's not pulling you off the chair. Good. And then when we squeeze them at the top, I want you to squeeze them. Good. Open. We don't need to open all the way here. So just opening them a little bit. So right now we're just working those inner thigh muscles. Good. So it can even just be a little bit of open and then squeeze them. Again, sit up tall. Good. One more time. And then release. Perfect. Good. Good. So from here, we're going to, now that we strengthened those inner thigh muscles, now we're going to try and stretch them. So from here, again, depending on what you're sitting on, you're just going to turn a little bit to the left, little as you can, or as you need to. And then we'll take that right leg and we're just going to kick it all the way off on an angle. So as soon as you start to feel that stretch in that inner thigh muscle. Good. Good. So most of us are already feeling it here. If you're not feeling it, maybe you're leaning too far back. Maybe you need to come up a little bit more. Maybe you need to bring that hand on that thigh. Again, we're feeling that inner thigh. As far as your foot goes, your foot could be down, your heel could be down, toes could be up. Play around with it and see what part of that muscle it's stretching, because each movement of that foot will make a difference. Good. And if I haven't told you, there is a little chat box that you can chat in. So it's going to be that little orange circle, the little box in it. And you can go in there and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to put something in there, okay? Good. Don't forget to breathe here. Perfect. We'll stay here. Maybe we walk those fingertips just a little bit further down. Again, make sure we're not collapsing forward. We're trying to stay nice and upright. Maybe we stay here. Maybe we add to it and extend that left side, pulling that whole shoulder high. And breathe. Keep lengthening through that left side. One more breath in. Good, and then release. Come back. Bring those feet in, and we'll just go right into the other side. So we're just going to face now the right side. Take that left foot, kick it off as far as you can. Again, play around with that foot placement. Heel down, toes up, or you can let that whole foot go down. You'll notice that it changes how you feel that stretch. Sit up tall. Just make sure you're feeling it. If you're not feeling it, you're going to have to change how you're upright. Good. And breathe. All right, we're going to add to it. So you can always stay here. Maybe this is still enough for you. Otherwise, we're going to bring that left hand on that left thigh. Keep yourself nice and upright. You can stay here, or you can reach that right arm up. Good. Feel that length through that whole left or whole right side here. Just 2 more breaths. Good, and release. Good, come back. Wiggle it out a little bit. Good, we're gonna reset. So big inhale, bring those arms all the way up. Good, don't be afraid to make some noise on that breath in or that breath out. Good, full breaths. Last one. Now you can always take those breaths in and out your nose, in and out your mouth. You can take them in your nose and then out your mouth. So I know a lot of people will get things, maybe allergies right now. So again, it really doesn't matter what you're breathing in and out of. So just modify it so that you can still take those nice deep breaths. All right, good. Relax those shoulders. We're going to do one shoulder at a time, just kind of rolling them and rowing them. Good. Good. You might feel some of the little creaks and cracks here too. It's nice and gentle. Good, and release. We are going to grab our prop. So we are going to start off at least shoulder distance. If more, that's fine too. Just do whatever feels comfortable to you. All right, so we're just going to start off by taking that in front of us, straighten our arms. We're going to bring those arms all the way up. And then try to almost bring them as far back as you can. Like you're hiding them in your peripheral vision, okay? And then go ahead and slowly drop them down. Shake out those shoulders a little bit. Perfect, we got 2 more of those. Big breath in, reach up. Reaching back, and then release. Shake out those shoulders. I know sometimes it's a lot for our arms. One more time, breathe in, reach up. And release. Perfect. Now we're going to bring that behind us. I'm going to just move a little bit so you can see kind of what's going on behind me. All right, so you don't move, just I move. Okay, you just sit up nice and tall. Now, if this is making you roll forward like this, you need to bring those arms further apart on that towel or whatever you're using, okay? So I want you to concentrate on bringing those shoulders back, that chest forward, straightening those arms, but those arms can rest on whatever's behind you, okay? So we're just trying to straighten those arms because then that forces the front of our body to stretch here. And again, no rounding. Try to pull it all forward. Lengthen that spine up. Pull those shoulders back. God, like you're trying to squeeze something between those shoulder blades. Perfect. We're stretching all of these muscles. One big breath. And then release. Come back. Or I'll just come back. You guys should be normal. We'll just put that off to the side. We'll use it if we need it. Good. Feet are hip distance apart. We'll come back into moving our spine. Just a little bit, something to help us reset here. Hands on our knees. Inhale, pull that belly button forward. And then exhale, round. Good. Just 2 more. Follow your breath. Don't be afraid to make some noise. Good. Come back to center here. All right, we'll give our arms a little break and we're going to move back into our legs. So we're going to go into those hips again. We're going to start off with that left ankle on top of our right knee. So many options you have. You can have that right leg straight. You can bring it to your shin, ankle. You can bring it all the way up. You can also use that towel too. So if you are really tight here and you just want to be able to hold it, this is a great way to start, and just sit up tall. And then maybe as time goes on, you can slowly bring it up. You can slowly even bend that bottom leg. Okay. So again, just modify. Don't worry about the way it looks, worry about the way it feels. So you should be feeling this stretch in that left butt cheek here. Okay. Now, lots of options. If it's hurting your knee here, or even you just want to keep your knee strong, take those left toes and flex them. That's going to create strength in all of the muscles around your knee. It's going to keep your knee in a good place. Perfect. And you can stay here. Maybe this is enough. You can lean forward. Now, this is a great one to do if you're laying in bed. So while you guys are stretching, I'm going to show you how you would do this in bed. This would be great to do. So if you're laying down, you could, again, left ankle on top of your right knee. You can take your hands and wrap your hands around that right thigh, just like this. Or you could use a blanket or your towel. Do same thing. Okay, so this is really good to do on your back because it forces the low back to kind of square out. Okay, so that back part of your hips isn't moving. Good, and breathe. So if this is a really intense stretch for you, it just is telling you, it's giving you your roadmap of what you should be stretching on a regular basis. When I first started practicing yoga, this was excruciating for me. I hated it so much. And my favorite yoga instructor, I told her, I said, they call this Pigeon Pose. I said, just no more pigeon. I can't stand it. And that class was all Pigeon Pose. And after class, I kind of joked with her, like, so much for no Pigeon Pose. And she said, the poses you hate the most are the ones you need the most. So from that moment on, any time I went to any of her classes, she was always putting us in Pigeon Pose. And eventually I learned to love it because it is a stretch that for me, I need it. My body is so tight here. Now, women just in general are more tight in our hips, and we hold a lot of our stress and our junk in our hips. So keeping those muscles stretched out is really important. Okay, we're going to release this leg, wiggle that out a little bit. And then when we're ready, we're going to switch. So you're going to notice how different one side is from the other. This is really my bad side. So I feel like it's other people's bad sides too. So let's bring that right ankle again, wherever feels right. It could be on the shin, ankle, it could be the knee. We could be using our towel, or we can bring it all the way up. Good. And again, listen. Listen to your body. It doesn't matter that it looks identical to the other side. Just think about how it feels. And breathe. Nice long breaths. Once you feel like you have that flexibility a little bit here, you can lean in. Keep those toes flexed back. Keep that knee happy. And breathe. This is a tough one because it does take a lot longer to stretch through. It's such a big muscle on our body that they say for the first 30 seconds to a minute, we're just getting that top layer of like fascia muscle. Fascia. Yeah, sounds right. Two more breaths. Got it. And then release. Shake out those legs. Perfect. We'll reset. Big breath. Really reach it up. Two more. Fill that breath. Last one. Full breath in. Perfect. We'll sit up nice and tall. Bring those arms out nice and wide. Just a big hug. Give yourself a nice big hug. Perfect. Stretch out those muscles. Stretch out those shoulders a little bit. Don't forget to sit up nice and tall, but you can do any little movements here that feel good. Don't forget to breathe. Good. And then go ahead and release. Remember what arm's on top, and we'll just switch it. Okay. And breathe. Last breath here. And then release. Good. Shake up those arms a little bit. Doing okay on time. Perfect. All right. We'll reset. We're just going to do one big breath in, reach up. And hands to heart. Perfect. Here we're going to take our feet wide. And then we're going to bring that right elbow onto our right thigh. Good. Now, if you feel that left hip here kind of lift up, try to press it back. Good. So we're trying to feel a little bit of the stretch right here. Really weird muscle here, but it gives us a lot of tension. So like when we wake up in the morning, we're really just achy back here. Sometimes it's these muscles. So it might not take much for you to feel it. Right on the top of your back of your hip. Now you can stay here, or you can extend that left arm all the way up. Don't let that left hip lift. Good. And if we want to lengthen that whole left side, we can even reach that arm above our head. Big breath in. And release. Good. Come on, all the way up. Move it around. And then when you're ready, we're going to switch. Left elbow, left thigh. We'll stay here for a moment. Keep that right hip pressing down. And breathe. I so wish that it was like beautiful outside. I could do these yoga classes outside with a beautiful backdrop, but we are stuck inside. It's too cold to be out in the snow for an hour. I thought about it. Now we can stay here. We can extend that right arm all the way up, just reaching up towards the sky and breathing. God, last week I was in Zion National Forest. It was beautiful. What a great way to social distance from people. And I had so wished that we had a class during that time. I would have done a class outside. It was a little cold. I mean, it was in the 50s during the day, like as a high, but it was beautiful. You can stay here. You can reach that arm all the way above us. And of course, most people were wearing masks as we were on the trail because we were passing people. It was a small trail. And I was talking, and sure enough, I bumped into someone who comes to my yoga classes in Utah, in the middle of nowhere. It was wild. Go ahead and come all the way up. And she said that I had sunglasses on, a hat, and a mask on, and she said she recognized my voice. It was awesome to see a familiar face. So I wish I could bump into every one of you. Go ahead and sit up, wiggle it out a little bit. Perfect. Keep those feet hip distance apart or wider. We're going to move that spine one more time here. So breathe in, bring that belly button forward. And then exhale, roll it all the way back. Good. A couple more. Hopefully you can really feel some flexibility here from just the movements we've done today. Just be nice and gentle. Hopefully this brings you a ton of energy for the rest of the day. I mean, not that most of us aren't going anywhere, but restaurants are finally open. Yay! We can see a little bit more people, I guess. Just be careful. 2 more breaths, just like this, nice and slow. Good. And sit up nice and tall. Relax your body. Perfect. We're going to give those rotator cuffs a little love. Bring those elbows right into our sides. Keep them pinned here. And then just take those nice circles. Good. This hurts at all. Make those circles little. Otherwise, try to make those circles as big as you can. But again, no move in our elbows. So we want those elbows to stay here. This really focuses this movement into those rotator cuff muscles. Sit up nice and tall while you're doing it. Good, we're doing good on time. Reverse those circles. Good. Perfect. Good. We're going to keep those elbows into our side, palms come to meet, and then we're just going to open them up as wide as we can. And nice and slow. So don't use momentum. You know, we're not that little monkey with the cymbals. It's nice and slow movements. Perfect. This is a really good one for that rotator cuff, and for even, people with frozen shoulder. It's really stretching out and strengthening those muscles there. But again, if it hurts, it's too much, limit your movement or don't do it. Okay, last one. And release. Shake up those arms a little bit. Okay. Bring those elbows back into your sides. Arms out, kind of like a W. And then we're going to inhale, reach it up. Try to keep those arms and those elbows behind your vision. Good. Reach up. And then like we're grabbing a bar up here, and we're going to pull that bar behind our head. Good. Chest really comes out like we're trying to pull those elbows together behind us. Breathe in, reach up. And exhale, pull it down. This is a great one for posture. Strengthening those muscles that keep our upper thoracic spine nice and tall and strong and supported. Got one more. And pull it down. Good. We're going to squeeze it here. Squeeze those elbows together. Pull that chest forward. Nice tall spine. Big breath in. Squeeze it a little bit more. And release. Good. I always feel taller after doing that. Like, it just makes me feel like I can keep those shoulders back. A nice tall posture. So, if you feel the same, it's great to practice if posture is something you need to work on. All right. From here, we're going to come all the way back into our seats or somewhere that's comfortable. If it's more comfortable for you, you can always lay down on your couch, on your floor. Again, whatever feels good for you. You can stay nice and upright and sitting tall. You can also lean all the way back, if that feels good. So most important part of what we call our Shavasana, it's the end or the death of our practice, is that we find somewhere that's comfortable enough for us to completely let go, to stop movement in our body, to feel like we can find a lot of softness. So do something like that. I know that a lot of times people sit upright with their legs crossed and just meditate like this for the end of it. That's awesome. That is like a challenge to do. But for us that are not complete, I can't do it. I will fidget like crazy there. So find somewhere that feels good for you. So again, when we let go of movement completely in our body, we're really able to sink into the now and notice this like floating space. So that's what we're going for. That is what the purpose of yoga is to be able to really find our peace in Shavasana. So Shavasana is really like the final grand finale of our practice. All right. So again, find somewhere that's comfortable. Search it out. Take any wiggles or movements out now so that you can find complete stillness. All right, we'll take a deep breath in. So breathe out. Full breath in. And open mouth, let it go. Take as many of those deep breaths as you need to find that complete stillness and softness. Every one of those exhales can help you draw deeper into that space. As we focus everything into our breath, whether we're taking those deep breaths or eventually when we just let our body breathe on its own. Notice the change in our energy with our breath. Those inhales feel very light and energetic. And those exhales feel calm and resting. Let the both of them slowly cradle you into this space of stillness, of calm, of the now. And we're perfect in this space at this very moment. We are safe, we are happy. keeping that focus into our breath. We can think about all the other things in a few more moments. We're really focusing inward right now, taking that space. As you're keeping your eyes relaxed, start to notice the colors that your eyes see. Maybe it's white, maybe it's dark. There's no wrong answer. See if you can flip through different colors. Letting those colors just take up your vision. And then once you find a color that you see vividly, stay with it. See if you can make it brighter. See if you can change the hue of it. Start to imagine all of your favorite things that are that color. And think about the things that color represents for you. When you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll your shoulders, maybe your wrists. Anything else that needs some movement here. And when you're ready, we're just going to bring those arms up. And bring those hands to heart center. Lift your chest high into your thumb knuckles. Thank you for sharing this space with me and the world around us. Namaste. Thank you guys. Again, I can feel your energy here. It's good to be a part of this. And I'm so happy that we're doing this every week. I expect that when we're back in session, we're all going to be really tough yogis after it. Thank you so much for having us. It really is wonderful that you guys are supporting community like this during such a weird time.
Terrific session, Marty. Just
Yay.
great.
Good.
Thank you so much. Everybody will be back 1 week from today, so Thursday at 10 a.m. And I am always happy to help you out if you're having questions that you want to ask about how to find chair yoga from week to week. It's always on our YouTube channel, just Addison Library, Addison Public Library on YouTube. So thanks, Marty.
Awesome. See you guys next week.